book lovers, my name is Carrie and this is Spines and Spoilers. As you can see, the decorations of my bookshelf have changed a little bit with the season. I've also finally found a reason to wear this dress, which I ordered like 2 years ago and still had the tag on it because I'd never found a reason to wear it. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the book releases of 2023 that I am most looking forward to. First, however, I would like to briefly discuss what I am reading and what I'm drinking. I am drinking coffee, because of course I am, and this is the last of my pumpkin spice creamer. I will not hear any judgment from you. I'm also drinking a huge thing of ice water because that's what I do, and I am reading Juniper and Thorn by Ava Reid. I don't have a lot to say about this so far because I'm only like 4 chapters in. I like it so far, but it does seem a little overhyped from what I'm seeing. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll keep you abreast in my other videos. The first book that I'm looking forward to that is being released in May of 2023 is Of Light and Shadow by Tanaz Bethena. It is a standalone epic fantasy novel that sounds a lot like Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, but set in India. The main character is an individual who was abandoned by their parents and was then raised by one of the most notorious thieves in the area. That bandit is then brutally murdered and she becomes the leader of the Shadow Clan, which is a clan of bandits, and vows to get revenge. So that sounds absolutely interesting, and look at the cover. I'm pretty sure I'm putting it over here. If I'm putting it over here, then that's a mistake, self. Don't do that. But look at the cover. Isn't this gorgeous? I absolutely love it. Definitely looking forward to that one. Hoping that maybe I can get an arc. Probably not, but you never know. This next book is a little bit out of my comfort zone. I'm not gonna lie. It is coming out May 9th, 2023. It is about sports and it's contemporary romance. What? Okay, you don't understand. It's gay, okay? It's a queer YA romance, and it's about a girl who ends up trying to escape to her soccer camp to get away from her life, and then finds out that she's going to be coaching a team with her rival, and of course, I'm pretty sure they fall in love. But anyway, I mean, it's gay, okay? That explains everything, right? I'm also legitimately trying to read more romance. I'm just not necessarily succeeding at it. I can't recall if I said the author of You Don't Have a Shot, but it's by Raquel Marie. This next book is probably the one that I'm most excited about. It comes out in January of 2023. It is Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo, and I'm so excited for it. I don't know what just happened to my accent, but I'm so excited for it. Hellbent is the long-awaited sequel to Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, and I'm just so hyped up for this. I can't even tell you. I'm going to go out and buy a physical copy of this book, I'm pretty sure, like as soon as I can. This next one is one that I have technically already read, but I don't care. I got an art copy of it and I absolutely adore it, and now I want an actual physical copy of it, and that is A House with Good Bones by T. Kingfisher. It is coming out in March of 2023, and I'm pretty hyped to get my first actual physical book of T. Kingfisher because I don't have any physical books by T. Kingfisher, which is a damn shame because I love them all and I need more. It is a southern gothic tale though, involving all kinds of witchy, spooky things. It's absolutely delightful. I'm totally not biased because it's set in North Carolina and mentions one of the places that I basically grew up. Definitely not. The next book that I'm looking forward to is Bad CREE by Jessica Johns. It's coming out January 10th, 2023, I believe. I hope I'm not wrong. And it is a magical realism horror. From what I understand, it has a lot to say about grief and mourning the dead. The main character has the same nightmare over and over and over, and it feels increasingly more real as time goes by. And they are also being stalked by a murder of crows. So we'll have to see where that goes. I love a good horror story though, and I believe that this is the first book that Jessica Johns is putting out. This is her debut novel, so I'm quite interested to see how this works out for her. The next book is The London Seance Society by Sarah Penner, and it comes out March 21st, 2023. It actually kind of has similarities to Bad CREE, and that the main character's sister died and they're trying to solve the mystery of the murder. But I believe this one is more of like an active mystery, and it's not so much a horror as like a thriller. It has ghosts and murder and mystery though, which is good enough for me. Oh, it's also historical fiction. I forgot to mention that. The next book that I'm looking forward to is Immortality by Dana Schwartz. It's the sequel to a book that came out this year called Anatomy. It came out in January. I have not read Anatomy yet, but since they're coming out so close together, I feel like as soon as Immortality comes out, I can read them both together. These give me a mixture of Death of Jane Lawrence and Stalking Jack the Ripper vibes, and I'm totally here for that. Next one is another book that I have technically already read, but I enjoyed it enough that I would like the physical copy. It is not technically coming out until April 18th, 2023, but I got an ARC for it and I really enjoyed it. It's The Haunting of Alejandra by V. Castro. It's kind of a retelling of La Llorona and how grief and generational trauma can have an impact on a family. This next book is coming out on January 24th, 2023. It's called All Hallows by Christopher Golden. It's been compared to Stranger Things, which is interesting. I'm guessing that it sets place in the 80s. Yes, Halloween night 1984. That's in the bio. Yeah. But 4 children are running around on Halloween night, knocking on doors, asking people to hide them and keep them safe from the Cunning Man. And I am completely here for all of this. This next one is a big one because it's Grady Hendrix. It's How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. It's coming out January 14th. I pretty much loved everything that I've read by Grady Hendrix. There have been some that have been like weaker than others, but for the most part, I have enjoyed all of their things and I would love to read more by them. And I'm looking forward to this coming out. This book, of course, though, is a paranormal horror thriller, however you want to put it. I don't know. And it is also about generational trauma. This next book is by Trang Tan Tran. It's called She is a Haunting. It's coming out in February 28th, 2023. And it is about a haunted house as well. I think you'll probably be seeing a trend by this point. This is one of those, though, that I love where it's not just about, you know, ghosts or anything like that, or spirits. It's about the house itself being haunted. Like, the house is what is doing the haunting. Like, it's alive. And I love that shit. It takes place in Vietnam, though, and is also supposedly gay. So I suppose we'll see how that goes. Like, sapphic gay. Possibly. The next book is coming out in February of 2023. It is The Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz. It is about an author who is randomly invited to a writing retreat at the home of a feminist horror writing icon. And soon she finds out that nothing is quite what it seems, of course, and that it's actually a contest of sorts, and there's a collection of authors, and they have to write a book, a full book, within the next month in order to receive a 7-figure prize, basically. A 7-figure publishing deal, rather. But then people start to disappear, of course, and the house itself seems to be haunted, of course. And I know, it sounds a little predictable, but I don't care at all. It sounds interesting. I love books about writing and authors and books and all that stuff. So yes, please give me more. This next book is a debut novel by Marissa Crane called I Keep My Exoskeletons to Myself. Isn't that just a great name? I really want to know what the story is behind that name. This book is kind of about a dystopian world of sorts, where wrongdoers are given an extra shadow, like a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, depending on how many crimes they commit, in order to warn people that they come across that they are evildoers. Of course, this just continues to perpetuate, you know, corruption and prejudice, and doesn't really help anything, continues to make it worse. The main character is named Chris, and she is a shadester, or someone who has an extra shadow, and she gives birth to a little girl who also has an extra shadow. Recently, however, her wife died, so she is trying to raise a child in this environment and dealing with the grief of her wife's death, and just has a lot going on, and it sounds like it's going to be an extremely interesting and touching read, but I guess we'll have to see. And that is coming out January 17th, 2023, if you're curious. The next and last book that I am going to put on this list, because if I put all of the books that I wanted on this list, it would just be too long. But the next one is actually a children's book, and it is The International House of Dereliction by Jacqueline Davies, and it is coming out July 18th, 2023. It is about a little girl whose family has been moving around a lot because they basically fix up a lot of houses, and the one that they have started to fix up the most recently is super haunted. Of course, we gotta have a haunted house. And she soon figures out that these ghosts who are trying to communicate with her actually want her help. So, you know, very Sixth Sense or The Swallows, things like that. And I don't even care that it sounds a little predictable. It sounds like it's very much in my wheelhouse and like it's going to be adorable and I'm going to love it. But we'll have to see. But that is the end of this video. There are many other books that I would love to read in 2023, but it would take forever if I made a video with all of them. Trust me, you don't want me to do that video. It would be so long. That being said, are there any books coming out in 2023 that you are particularly looking forward to? If so, just go ahead and leave a comment below. I literally read all of my comments because usually there aren't that many anyway. And I would just love to hear what everyone is looking forward to, if there's anything else I need to check out. Or if you've been able to get the arcs for these books, what did you think of them? That is also something that I would be very interested to hear about. At any rate, thank you so much for watching today. I really appreciate it more than you know. I can't even tell you. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If not, you don't have to watch it anymore, I guess. But if so, feel free to like and share and subscribe. That's not what's important though. What's most important to me in the whole world is that you remember to love yourself. Please. Bye-bye.